Hey, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really short but honestly incredibly powerful piece of text. It offers a whole new way to look at life, at change, and maybe even find a little peace. We're going to unpack the philosophy behind the art of letting go.
And believe it or not, everything we're about to talk about is all packed into these two little words. This is our North Star for today's Explainer. It's a concept that, once you really get it, can totally change the way you see pretty much everything.
All right, so where do we even begin? Well, this philosophy kicks things off by laying down what it calls a fundamental truth of our existence. And we're not talking about a nice idea. We're talking about a law, like gravity, something that's just there.
So what exactly is Vothurng? It's the universal law that everything is impermanent. This isn't presented as a belief you have to adopt, but as an observable, undeniable rule of the universe. Nothing, and I mean nothing, lasts forever.
The idea is established with a really simple, direct challenge. Is there any single thing out there that remains constant forever? And of course, the answer is a resounding no. From the biggest star in the galaxy to the tiniest thought in your head, everything is constantly changing.
Okay, so if everything is always changing, how does that even work? What are the mechanics of it? Well, the text breaks it down into this really simple, almost elegant cycle.
And what's so cool here is the simplicity. The entire cycle is basically just born and then perish. On one side, you've got sun, which is birth, or something arising, and on the other, you have deet, which is perishing, or ceasing to be. It's this constant two-step dance that's happening all the time, with everything.
And this is where it really hits home, because this isn't just some abstract cosmic idea. It's deeply personal. I mean, think about it. A feeling of pure joy. It arises, but then it fades. A relationship begins. It grows and changes, and maybe one day it ends. A season, like the perfect summer, comes into being and then it gives way to fall. Heck, our entire lifetime follows this exact same pattern of San and Dirt. It is literally everywhere we look.
So this brings us to the real heart of the matter. The text points out this huge contradiction that we all live with, this place where what we know in our heads completely collides with how we act and feel in our hearts. The text lays it out plain and simple. Intellectually, we get it. We know this. We have seen things begin and end thousands of times in our own lives. We're completely aware that nothing sticks around for good. And then, boom, it leaves us with this powerful, unfinished question. Knowing all of that, why do we? Why do we cling so tightly to things? Why do we suffer so much when things inevitably change? Why do we fight against a basic law of the universe that we know we can never ever win? Now, that heavy question isn't meant to just leave us hanging in despair. Not at all. In fact, the source material itself kind of points us toward the answer. It suggests there's a path forward, an actual art that we can learn. And the implied answer to that massive question, why do we cling? It all boils down to this single powerful word. This is the practice. This is the art itself. Buang. It means to let go, to release, to stop holding on so tightly. But this is so important. It's not about being passive or giving up on life. It's an active, conscious choice to stop fighting that law of impermanence. It's the art of getting your heart in sync with the reality of Vothurng.
And this really frames it as a practical path you can walk. So, step 1, you truly acknowledge the law of impermanence. Step 2, you just mindfully watch the constant cycle of things arising and ceasing, sun and Diet all around you. And then, based on seeing that clearly, you can finally begin to practice the art of release, of Buang.
Ultimately, what this philosophy is really getting at is a profound shift in perspective. When you really internalize that everything is temporary, it can't help but change your relationship with everything. Maybe you start to cherish the good moments more deeply because you know they're fleeting. And maybe you navigate the tough times with a bit more grace because you know they too will pass. So we end by turning this whole explainer right back to you. After thinking about this law, observing this cycle, and considering this art of release, the question becomes a very personal one. What are you ready to let go of?